Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Music Matters and That podcast. I'm your host, Brian. Today, welcome to the special guests. We got Ty, and then we got Steve from the band Nameless Hates. How you doing today, brothers?
Great. Doing good. How are you?
Okay, just real quick, can you raise your hand? Which one of you is Ty? All right, that boy right there. And then Steve. Okay. Yep. So, I guess how have you boys been recently? What's new?
Good. It's new to, we've been doing a lot with our music lately. The band's been pushing a lot. I don't know what else is going on.
We're about, 95% done writing material for our new album. We'll hopefully be recording it soon.
Yeah, we're looking to try to have something out by somewhere by the end of the year. If not just the whole album, but the short EP.
Yeah, we got someone we had in mind too. Just to get something out by Halloween. That's kind of like, the day we're aiming for and everything. We've been playing a lot of shows too.
Yep. Yeah, we had a show last week. We were at a local venue in town here. And a traveling band we weren't too familiar with had picked up a bunch of local bands in here, and they reached out to us and asked if we could get on. And then they announced that Ronnie Winter, right?
Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Yep. You heard of them.
Yeah, he came out to the show, and he actually signed the band that night that was traveling and everything. It was super cool for them, and then he hung out and he was checking the rest of us out. But it was interesting. It was a Tuesday night, and it was just the biggest thing to happen on a Tuesday in a long time. So It was a cool night.
Yeah, that was cool. We also got our home venue, the Black and Blue in Easton. About 20, 30 miles away from us, something like that. We play there a lot. Been familiarized with them. Starting to be like our spot. So that's pretty cool too.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I was going to ask, where are you boys hailing from? Because I thought you were from the Chicago area.
Oh, no, we're actually from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Oh, we got PA boys. All right.
Hell yeah.
Can we ask, are you local?
Pittsburgh. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Close enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Across the Algay there. So, yeah. So, that's pretty cool. So, I was going to ask, I have to give a shout out to Spermicidal Jelly, a.k.a. Bread Out Jelly, because I think he gave a shout out to you guys. Yeah. But how'd you guys meet them? I guess you just meet them through social media, or did you meet them at a show once?
Honestly, I'm not sure. He was one of my boys. Had him on social media, ended up talking to him. We ended up, kind of becoming acquainted online. He's a super cool guy, great sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of do like the memes on their social media and everything. We kind of do the same kind of thing. So like,
it was love at first sight.
Yeah. Yeah. Friends from first glance.
Yep.
This is a brotherly love, if we want to quote the Philly boys. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Actually, I had to laugh because it was like, replace one word in a movie with the word vagina and see where that goes.
Oh my God, yes. I think I went on a whole Harry Potter and something of the vagina tirade with that one.
Star Wars Episode 5.
The vagina strikes back or something.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Actually, just trying to think of the Harry Potter references that you brought up. It's almost like the prisoner of vagina or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I did. It was like the prisoner of vagina and the half-blood vagina, and then I did a bonus one where it was fantastic vaginas and where to find them.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one. I'll give you that one.
Vagina, I think I said.
I mean, I remember there was actually a YouTube video. It actually, I don't know if you guys were ever big into like trading card games like Yu-Gi-Oh, for instance, but
hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm old. I went back to Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Be like, Jesus, I'm old. Go back to my old kid roots.
Yep.
So, yeah. But actually, it was kind of doing that first overall episode from the anime from Yu-Gi-Oh, but it was people doing our voices, but they were saying how they're like, oh my God, real life vaginas or something. So,
oh, you're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged?
It was something like that, or it was like, I forget what YouTube channel it was, but
oh yeah, probably was it Lil Karibo or something like that?
Maybe. I'm not too sure, but it was funny as hell because
oh hell yeah.
But it was basically guys, they were just voicing over. They just made the lips move like real fast too, so it just keeps pace with everything.
Yeah, they did that with Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z Abridged Team 4 Star. Yeah, we're big on those too. Those are funny as hell.
Yep. What else can we do these days, especially with the power of technology?
Oh, for sure. I'm going to abuse every bit of it.
Yeah.
And we don't care what copyright has to say. Fuck copyright. Say.
Exactly.
That's for sure. So, all right. But nonetheless, boys, welcome to my podcast right here. And the way it's going to work is I just want to ask you guys some questions, get to know you more both as the musicians, but also as the individuals as well here too. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be talking too much about vaginas. So I don't know if you're going to get angry like Joe Swanson from Family Guy.
Are you lying to me about this interview? No, I'm just kidding.
But we're here for music. Music unites. So,
Yeah, definitely.
all right. Let's start at the beginning when you both were just wee little lads. So I think, not sure, Ty, I think you're the oldest because I think the beard's kind of making the age or something.
Oh, no, I'm actually the youngest, believe it or not. This guy's the oldest here.
Yeah, I just turned 41 last Thursday, so.
Yep. Yeah, I'll turn 32 in October.
All right, we'll go by seniority, just to make it simple here too. But I think he grew out the beard, so he doesn't have to worry about being carded at the bars.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if only he drank.
Oh, I'm flattered when I get carded for anything, man.
Hey, like they say, better safe than sorry. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, Steve, go first. What's your role in the band? And I guess, how'd you become a musician?
Well, so I am one of the guitar players. I don't want to say I'm rhythm or I'm lead because the other guitar player, Ben, we kind of, depends on the song and where we're at with it. We kind of just let it naturally take over. You'll hear me doing some more leadier parts and him more rhythm, and then we'll flip-flop in the middle of the song or for different songs. But, so yeah, I'm one of the guitar players. I've always just loved music. I really don't know where it comes from, but if I think of like when I was a wee little lad, right, I'm going back, and my parents always had the record player going. There's always some vinyl on. I remember a lot of Zeppelin, a lot of Rolling Stones, and then my mom would come in and listen to Sledgehammer. Who was that? Phil. Peter Gabriel, like stuff like or stuff like that. So, and I think I'm still getting the artist wrong, but I would listen to a lot of that. And when I was in elementary school in about fourth grade, I started getting into it more. I didn't want to sing in the choir, so I decided to pick up an instrument. I actually picked up the tenor saxophone. I played that for, I think, just a year. I didn't stick with it long. I didn't get very good with it, but it always kind of stuck with me, and I always kind of had like an understanding of music and everything.
Back when you were hardcore into ska, right?
Yeah, I was a little ska kid now. But then in high school, just hanging out with some friends, and they all played guitar, and we would sit around and just do what kids do at that time, right? And I would pick it up and I would play with it. And I remember my one friend saying to me, I remember saying to her, like, hey, one day I want to be as good as Eddie Van Halen. And she was like, you're never going to be that good. So I took that as a challenge, and I can definitely play his stuff. I think he's still a little bit better than I am, but for sure. But I've been playing guitar off and on for the last 24 years now. So, yeah.
I was say, were you real big into collecting the cassette tapes? Because that's what my dad did with the Van Halens. The Van Roth eras, if we want to call it that. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Hagar and all that. No, I think my first CD ever was 5150, actually, and I used to love that album. But I have a stupid collection of music. I really do. And I mean, I think I have more digitally now than anything, but I was going on like a couple terabytes or something like that at one point.
I will admit that was probably the best album cover I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
5150 album. So,
oh, that was cool. Yeah. I had that, and I think it was live. And then I got really big into Red Hot Chili Peppers at some point, too. So I actually had a bunch of them on cassettes.
It's funny you mention about it because back then at summer camp, I don't know if you guys also did summer camp whenever your parents wanted to make sure the house was okay, since they don't want to leave you alone at the house. But
right.
At summer camp, I take like those big exercise balls and I kind of imitate the whole album cover sort of scene. I don't know why. I was just that obsessed with looking at Van Halen covers and even the songs too. So
yeah, the artwork's the best part of the CD sometimes, I think, especially on the inside too, where you can see all the other sort of the reversible covers that they would have. That was the best.
That's for sure. And we'll probably get into that a little bit later. That might tie into challenges, but all right, let's get Ty's story.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I got into music when I was really young. My stepdad was a DJ, like on the side, and he used to help. He used to let me help, like, DJ like house parties and stuff. So like, I knew all like, yeah. Pretty sure I was at the music video shoot for Who Let the Dogs Out, but that's besides the point. On the side, he was into like a lot of like old rock and roll. He got me into Sabbath and stuff like that when I was real young. From there, it went to like it was modern stuff at the time. Like Linkin Park and like all that kind of stuff. Eventually, I found out what metal was, and I heard Children of Bodom for the first time. I'm like, you know what? I want to be able to play guitar like that. I'm gonna give it a try. So like, I've been playing guitar for about 20 years, but I sing in this band. My bass player hit me up when the band was first forming. He's like, "Hey, you wanna like play guitar in this band for me?" I'm like, "Nah, not really, man. I'd rather sing." He thought I was kidding around, so like, I ended up sending them like this ghetto audition tape. I couldn't figure out how to put audio behind my vocals, so I just sent them like an acapella like cell phone recording. And like, Steve and our drummer at the time and Mike, our bass player, they listened to it and they were like, yeah, you know what, bring them in, whatever. So from there on, I was part of the band. Like, I started helping writing guitar. They're like, we need another guitar player. So ended up hitting my boy up that was the drummer in my old band. And, he was getting good at guitar. So I'm like, yeah, I'll give him a shot. And they ended up on it really well. So, it all worked out. That's pretty much my musical journey so far.
Fun fact, he's not the guitar player in this band, but he's probably better than the rest of us combined.
Oh, stop.
It's like, oh, stop, you're making me blush.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, under that beard there.
Yeah, seriously, you might not see it.
It just blends right into the hairs and everything here, too. So, dude, I think he's a damn redneck or something with the whole beard growing out there, too. So, all right. But I guess, how'd you guys met by acquaintance, or I guess what's the whole history behind Nameless? Hey.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of gave some of the story with it. I was working with a local nonprofit, and we had some space there that we were able to utilize, and they had some audio gear and stuff because they used to run shows in the area. But I was there, and one of the other people that was helping out, who was our original drummer, we just said one day we wanted to start a band, and we kind of started off saying, let's just do like a hard metal band and see where that takes us. I started asking around for different people. I said, can we get other guitar players or bass player out there? And one of my coworkers, Liz, I've worked with her since, I want to say since like 2018. And she was like, "Oh, well, my husband's a bass player," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, well, just send him our way." And then it took a couple of months for us to get it down or whatever, but he ended up coming out and he showed us what he could do, and we said, "All right, cool," and we just started getting together every week and trying to work on music, and I ended up bringing a couple of things that I had, just like riffs and stuff that I had in my arsenal for this. And also, fun fact with Mike is I found out that he's about, what is he, 33?
Yeah.
He's 8 years younger than me, but I actually graduated with his sister, so I've kind of known his family for a long time.
Yeah.
But from there, yeah, he reached out to Tyler and then reached out to Ben, our other guitar player, and then we got a band going and we started meeting every week and just we made a lot of progress really quick. We just kept hammering out songs and kept working on them until they're. Yeah, we do the George Lucas effect. We play them and then we go back and rewrite them like you did with Star Wars all the time.
Yeah, like
Yep.
Sorry, kind of froze there a little bit.
Yeah,
Actually, I said George Lucas effect. I thought it was going to be that Star Wars whole thing where a long time ago with a galaxy far, far away, then boom, kick the music right in.
Yeah,
thousands of years ago.
That deal, yeah. So, all right, that's pretty cool. I guess his idea was the name here too, because they're going to say you are a metal band because it's got a catchy name or something.
Yeah. Not totally though. It's funny. The music kind of evolved. We definitely have some metal elements. That's always what I felt comfortable playing. But um, we're kind of right in the middle. We have some punk. We have some post-hardcore. We have some metal influence.
Yeah.
We kind of just let all our styles blend together a little bit, and I don't even know what to call us now. We're kind of. I always thought we were kind of unique to just pick just one singular style for it.
Yeah. It's almost like, I don't know, we let the audience kind of decide what we are.
Yeah,
If you want to think we're metal, that's cool.
yeah,
If you want to think we're punk, that's cool. You want to think we're,
yeah. It's like you didn't start with the name Batman, but well, maybe Batman's a bad example, but like
Batman's
Superman,
fucking
but
badass,
but
bro.
everyone just start calling him Superman or Batman or whatever, right? Let them figure it out.
Yeah.
It caught on eventually, or at least the whole persona and the suits and all the.
Mhm.
You want to say, including the tights. They had to go with the tights to show them bulges.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's where the super part comes from.
Yeah, that's how they sell action figures. Yes.
something like that. Actually, about the logo, I have to laugh about it because I was thinking it was like the Trix Rabbit now taking on like an evil persona. I guess whose idea was the evil rabbit?
Yeah, funny story behind that. Yeah, it's actually a Monty Python quote. When when everyone's getting their heads bitten off by the rabbit at the end, they retreat and everything. He's like, "All right, how many do we have left? 3, 5." He's like, "All right, we should avoid another frontal assault. That rabbit's dynamite." And like, that was one of my favorite quotes from the movie. So we ended up naming a song that.
Yep.
And that's kind of like how we got the logo with the rabbit, with the dynamite and the red eyes and everything.
Yeah, we call the rabbit Harry Carey because he's a suicidal dynamite rabbit.
Yeah.
Sorry, rabbit. Dynamite's not meant for kids or something.
Yo, shut up.
Oh my God, they killed Kenny.
You bastards.
You bastards.
You bastards. So, yeah. Actually, I think it was the holy hand grenade. I think that's what you're thinking of. That was.
Oh,
yes, that was it.
Yeah. 1, 2, 5, 3. Oh yes, 3.
Apparently, he lost count afterwards. He couldn't say 3. He couldn't say 3 anymore. It was like, once you ask his 5 questions, 3 questions.
I was trying to think of that quote. That movie is hilarious.
What's your favorite color? Blue. Oh, green.
What is the airspeed velocity of an African swallow?
What? What is it, African or European swallow?
It's like, I'm just the guy asking the questions.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're a kid, you got to think about this stuff too,
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
And then, you know what? The whole thing now, we think about politics here too. It's always like, help, I'm being repressed.
I say that shit all the time. They'll say something to me at practice. Help, I'm being repressed.
He's like, I am king Arthur. He's like, how are you king? Like, he's like talking about the whole like hierarchy system and everything.
The Lady of the Lake. The whole deal. And, I was trying to remember the whole quote here too, especially when he starts talking about how he got the sword Excalibur and how he is legally their king because of some sort of farcical aquatic ceremony. Oh, you can't say you're an emperor just because some moistened bitch threw a sword at you or something?
Yeah, that was it.
Actually, it was moistened bit. Actually, it was a moistened bit. I'm sorry. But I had to throw a bitch because it seemed like it was funnier. So
Yeah, when they dressed her up as a witch and everything, the carrot nose was just like crudely like.
What also floats in water? Very small rocks.
more witches.
Burn her!
Burn her anyway.
Didn't she actually end up being a witch or something
Yep,
like
yeah,
that?
something like that. Yeah,
If she weighs the same as a duck, she's made of wood. And therefore,
she's a witch! Burn her!
there we go. All right. I got on my
Into a newt.
Well, she turned me into a newt.
Got better.
That's improvement. I mean, I'll admit that there too. So, all right. May those boys rest in peace. I know I think we already talked about some people when they've tragically passed on here too. So,
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I guess in terms of influences, which bands and I guess musicians would you say kind of really influence the style of Nameless Hate?
You want to go first on this?
Yeah. I like a lot of different kind of music, and you hear people say, "Oh, I like everything," and then they don't really listen to everything. I listen to a lot of different stuff. Most of the time, you'll find me actually listen to some EDM music, techno, trance, whatever the heck you want to call it these days. But I will listen to. I'm kind of a avid video gamer too. Maybe not so much these days, but as much as I can be. I always found a lot of love for like video game tracks and stuff like that. Like Mega Man or Streets of Rage or something like that. So I got some influences for that, and then as I kind of got older, I really got more into metal and stuff. So I took a lot of influence from like Rage Against the Machine and Tool, Metallica. I actually took, I think it was their Master of Puppets album. Right, I got their what do they call it, a tab book or whatever, and I sat down, taught myself everything in there. Avenged Sevenfold kind of came in, so I have some like kind of like post hardcore, some different like metal influences from that really came into play. Every now and then I like to play a little bass too, not in a band, but I always wanted to be like Flea, so I always like studied Flea a lot. Red Hot Chili Peppers is probably one of my favorite bands ever, influence wise and everything. So I try to take a lot from that. But I think so like punk and everything else, like where does that come from? What do you got?
Okay. Yeah, so like he said, the video game thing, like I don't know, I started listening to like a lot of like the harder music. Like once I discovered like, the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games and stuff, I was like, oh, this is what punk is. So I was like, like all that stuff. I was like, holy shit, all right. Started like venturing out, listening to the other artists in the genre. And I got like really into metal too. I like Children of Bodom a lot when I was younger, and like the Black Dahlia Murder, stuff like that, Cannibal Corpse. Really big fan of AFI. Yeah, I got the tattoos and everything else. All Hallows EP, Black Sails, Art of Drowning, Holy Trinity. Yeah, as far as like the punk thing goes, I'm always been a big Minor Threat fan. I like Black Flag a lot.
We want to throw out Between the Buried and Me. It's a band we enjoy. Our guitar player Ben really enjoys a lot of. They're a huge influence. He just saw them not too long ago over in Jersey, actually.
Yeah, they played, I forget what album, one of the newer ones all the way through, and then Alaska.
It was Alaska and Comet Collective.
Yeah. They played Alaska all the way through, though. That was like the first thing I heard. Great album. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I saw them live too when they came to Pittsburgh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
don't, not to plug BT Band here, but they actually just dropped a new album, I think today.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. So something to listen to later.
Yeah, I gotta take that too.
I thought it was a single. I wasn't sure. So
was it just a single? Maybe it was
just a single, maybe.
I might be getting a little excited. That's all.
The anticipation, we can't wait for it now. But I think on a Facebook post, it might have been a single. I'll check, but it's up in the air right now here too. But we got BT Band. We got new BT Band. So.
Heck yeah.
Colors specifically.
Oh my God, that one was.
Yeah, that album was crazy.
We should call that a spiritual experience right there too. When Answer the Sky comes on.
Oh yeah.
A couple of years ago, I went down to Philly with my friend Joe, and they were touring for when Colors 2 came out. But they played Colors and Colors 2, and then I think they played a couple tracks off the Great Misdirect as well, and that was a wonderful show.
I tend to wonder in 2027 if it's going to be Colors, and then Great Misdirect came out in 2017.
Great Misdirect I think came out in 2009 or 2010, somewhere around that time.
I think it was a little older. I don't quite remember, but I think it was a little like 13 years or something like that.
That's the one with like Swim to the Moon and stuff, right? Yeah. That was like 2010, I think.
Okay.
Basing that on whoever the chick I was dating at the time. Yeah,
We take her on the first date. It happens to be a BT Band concert.
Yeah, right.
A great first date.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
I mean, if she likes it, it was a good night there too. So.
Yeah, any chicks on YouTube want to go to BT Band concerts. I mean, your boy's here.
Why are you single right now? Are we up on the dating sites now? The Tinder?
Oh man, I go on them shits just to laugh at people. Does that mean?
No.
What does that mean?
I
I mean, it's called entertainment, I guess.
He's single. I'm not, but I know my girlfriend will go on those sites just to laugh at, or her coworker is, I think, going around some of those sites now, and it's just funny to see some of the profiles. Sometimes they're just ridiculous.
Oh my god, some of those bios, some of those people. It's like,
Or I get like, I was gonna say, you also get those random Instagram posts, be like, "Hey, baby, you want to get some action tonight or something?"
oh yeah, from the bots.
Yeah,
It's some sort of bot, yeah.
you get a lot of dick pics from that, don't you?
I told you that in confidence, Steve.
Hey, please, Ty, no more sexting. Oh god,
Yeah, I'm sneaky about it though.
Yeah.
we don't show the face; we just show what's going on down in the drill zone, if we want to say that. So, but then again, it would be an OnlyFans page here too. So, are we shooting for an OnlyFans page, Ty?
Oh jeez. Oh, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, on every other social media, why not?
I am on every other social media. We can make one just for Nameless State. Put our music on there, and I'll just hump the ground or something.
Yeah, getting rolling.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, Shadow Man.
I mean, we also mentioned Van Halen earlier, so we should do like our own version of Ice Cream Man and be like, all flavors and push-ups too. So,
Hell yeah.
we're having fun. So yeah, it's absolutely killer. But as soon as you said Avenged Sevenfold, I immediately thought of the last two lyrics in Backcountry there in the opener. It's like, gets rid of the pain and being the man.
Yeah.
So,
I like that album.
Oh, that City of Evil album.
City of Evil was good. Yeah, their last one or two, I wasn't. I don't know what happened to them, but
Oh, yeah, listen to those ones.
yeah, don't waste your time. But their older stuff was great.
that's not how it goes with bands. They'll say the older stuff was the best, but now the newer stuff, it's good to still putting it out, but it's not like the old stuff.
Yeah,
pretty much.
and that was when I was in high school. I mean, that's when their first album and Waking the Fallen were coming out, and then City of Evil. So that was like when I was like really in my prime with a lot of that stuff.
I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
I never forget a little piece of heaven there too. To repossess a body with which I misbehaved. So
Was that the song? Like, I couldn't understand what he was saying in that one, but there was one point where I swear he's just saying, "And I got a heater for your fries." I'm like, what are the lyrics in this?
here for your thighs.
Yeah.
Got one with that thigh meter too. So we are Lord of the Thighs.
Like Eddie Vedder for that song or something.
Because I always do that. My little cry would be cold. That's why I got a heater for your thighs. So yeah.
I like the fries better.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I thought it was
I don't.
like a heater,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're calling it right now and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't their best song.
Actually, it's perfect too for Halloween, especially when I forget who the one guitar player is, but I think he was like doing the little backing talk right there. Be like, what do you say? Like, come here, you fucking bitch, or something like that. So
I saw his what's his name? Sinister Gates.
Sinister Gates.
Yeah, he used to. I don't know if you ever saw Jeff Dunham. He was a stand-up comic with the ventriloquist. I saw him live once. He was at the Great Allentown Fair. Don't ask why it's great. But he was there, and then he had an opening act, which you would just call Guitar Guy, and he was on some of his specials or whatever. But as he did the opening act, he was just playing music the whole time, and he knew classical, Spanish guitar, blues. He was all over the place. Like, he was very, very good. And then towards the end, he was talking about, he kind of gave up his dreams of becoming a famous musician because he had children. And his son grew up to become Sinister Gates for Avenged Sevenfold. So I'm watching this guy, and I'm like, dude, I just got to see his dad, and I've seen him. Like, it was actually a surreal experience to see both of them live like that.
Oh yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it was cool.
I'm gonna say, like, it's one of those OMG moments when you realize that like so many years later, be like, good God, that actually happened, and I was there.
Yeah. I love that.
I don't know why I kind of gave up watching like Jeff Dunham, because I used to watch it too, and it was either like the skits where he would be on the stage and he was entertaining the audience with Ahmed the Dead Terrorist and everybody else, but it would also be like the little skits maybe off it where somehow the dolls are still able to speak when you're not really seeing them standing behind them or anything like that.
Right,
so.
right. I think his stuff just kind of like just fizzled out. It was the same thing over and over again after a while.
After a while,
And it was good. I still liked his characters. Once in a while, you can get a laugh off it again, but he had his prime, and then he did a couple movies, I think, too.
Yeah, he started having new characters too. I remember.
Did he?
Yeah,
I kind of fell
started
off.
introducing like new characters and stuff. That was kind of cool. And then like, I don't know what happened with him.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of fell off.
Yeah, kind of
He's
had
a
like
good though.
it's like David Blaine. He was like real popular for a minute, and then like he fell off too.
Yeah.
The Magician.
Magic's hard.
Yeah, Magic's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That shit gets repetitive after a while though.
Yeah.
Actually, we talk about Michael Carbonaro.
David Blaine. Yeah, he did all sorts of crazy shit. Like stab himself in the hand. You see it like poking through the other side. You like pull it out, he wouldn't be bleeding. He'd like get like celebrities. I think he got like Samuel L. Jackson at his house, and he was doing it to him, like poking him in the hand with like an ice pick or something, having it go all the way through. He just like knew where the nerves were. I don't know how he did it, but like, yeah, look it up later. He's got like a lot of crazy shit he was doing. It was like Mind Freak. I don't know if it was after Mind Freak or before, but like
Chris Angel. Or
yeah, that was Chris Angel. He turned out to be a fraud, though. I heard.
They all isn't at the point.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not a magician.
No, me neither.
Only they know the secret.
They won't tell.
Bum's the word. So I don't know. I'm thinking like if you're putting a knife or an ice pick for the hand, someone's like, "Is there going to be a good insurance policy about this?" Because I'm asking someone to be held liable. So.
It was probably like, Samuel L. Jackson rich, he'd come over.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Do you speak it? Does he look like a bitch? Yeah, classic, yeah.
Does he look like a bitch? Oh, man. They got a little there, too. So, he's up there in years, but hey, he still goes strong right there, too.
He's still going, yeah.
I always like to make him say motherfucker in Star Wars. You're under arrest, motherfucker.
Or it's like they kind of combined like some scenes together with like the quotes from Pulp Fiction. Because for some reason.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
That would be a way different movie, and it'd probably be better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Anakin, that motherfucker is evil. Don't trust him.
Adult oriented. So this motherfucker's got the Senate and the courts. He's too dangerous to be living. So, yeah.
He's too fucking dangerous to be kept alive. Can't you see that, Anakin?
To be more adult oriented. Now we got the rated R version right there too. So we digress, but we have fun. So
yeah.
What could dream, yeah.
That's all we do. I mean, it's usually when we're practicing, it's half practice and half fucking around the whole time.
We're always fucking around.
Yeah. Makes it fun.
Next thing you know, an hour goes by. It's like, wait, we only did one song. We got to get at least 10 more. And so,
yeah, that definitely happened the other night.
Yeah, we got like 2 sets. We really had time to play like what, 4?
Yeah,
something like that.
I guess we guys also guilty of the LimeWire, Demonoid, all those guys, all those little pirate computers that also came out back in the day. Because I knew a friend of mine who was real big into like Demonoid. It was like pirated music and that sort of stuff.
I mean, I remember installing Napster back in like 95 or 96 when that came out and just downloading everything I could freaking find on that. I eventually moved to LimeWire and all that.
Yeah, Frostwire, LimeWire.
Yeah, I had a big computer that was on all the freaking time on any kind of server I could find. Yeah, hopefully the government's not listening. Is that illegal anymore? I don't even care. Oh. They won't find nothing.
It's like, kill me. That'll do. So,
yep.
Yeah, at this point.
But you know what? You hate to admit it, but Lars and to a certain extent Prince too, they were right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everyone back then, and probably myself included, was like, "What? These guys are assholes. They're supposed to be cool and blah blah blah." But nowadays you look at it, and it's actually really hard. It's tougher if you're just stealing everything. It's musicians aren't making money on Spotify. They're not making barely anything from streaming. That makes it hard
for pass a certain number. I think something like that.
Well, yeah, but so that makes it hard for any, like local bands or anything like that to come out. I've actually spent a lot of time in the last decade. So the nonprofit I work with was in the the field of trying to help out starving artists, and not just musicians, but any kind of physical media or photography or anything like that. The guy running it still has it going, but we left back in end of last year, so we could just do our own art kind of finally, and I put a lot of time with that. But I've been doing a lot with some other places here and there too. Where we played our show last week, they were a small little place called Inkwell, and they were doing the same thing for artists. So, while I say I used to be a big pirate and everything, today I'm really big on supporting the local arts and, just anyone. I mean, they spend a lot of time not only making that music, but perfecting their craft, so they deserve it.
Yeah, especially if they're local, I'll always pick up a t-shirt or a beanie or, whatever, CD or something.
Yep.
Still do CDs, I don't give a fuck.
Same.
Actually, you know what? That South Park episode where it shows the kids get involved in the various bands, but then they end up joining Ozzy Osbourne and all those other big artists.
Oh
Yeah.
That was the one where it showed all the first world problems. Britney Spears couldn't afford another private jet; she can only have two. Some stupid shit like that.
It's less luxurious items, or it was something like that there too. It was still luxurious, but it was less than full blown luxurious item.
Yeah, the looks on all their faces.
At the same time too, it hasn't really aged well. But I think I feel like it kind of got it wrong at the time there too, because even though there's probably a greed factor involved, it's almost like that whole we were talking about here at pirating, and now even streaming here too.
Mm-hmm.
You tend to wonder how tough it is for even them to at least get a decent living outside of maybe doing sold out arenas or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, so I feel like a lot of people just kind of. I mean, and it's still you get your awareness out there and everything like that. But I always hated, especially back in the day with music. I say back in the day, maybe talking 15 years ago or something.
Years ago,
yeah, you'd want to play shows in this area, and the whole thing was okay, well, here's 50 tickets. You have to sell all of them, and if you don't, then you have to pay to play. Or they're not paying you at all; they're just paying you an exposure or something like that. And I really hate hearing that.
Yeah,
we don't expect to get paid when we play out and everything like that. But we shouldn't have to pay to play all the time, right? Those things are that's a crap. That's just it makes it really hard for musicians. We were just talking with our buddies in Stillcraft the other night about it. Great group of guys. Play some really good music. Love the drummer. He just got called out by Ronnie Winter last week.
Oh no, yeah. Sick drummer, bro.
Yeah,
they're all really fucking talented,
really good
guys.
But yeah, we were just talking with them about how you really have to work with the other bands in the area and everything. And it's, it used to be, I swear, it used to be a pissing match all the time. Trying to play with other bands. Everyone's like, I'm better than you, and blah blah blah. But everyone's very positive these days, and they kind of boost you up now. It's been a really good experience doing this with the band too. Really positive, not just with us, but with every other band we've talked to and everything. So
yeah, and we got to the point where now we're putting on our own shows, and it's all DIY and everything. So it's all free, and whatever. Bands keep all their merch sales. Bands keep it all. They want to play an extra song. We don't give a fuck. Everyone's there to have fun.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. To keep it cliche.
Actually, it's funny you mention about that too, because I really wish, because go back to BT Band from earlier there too. Obviously, since they were doing both Coma, Eclectic, and then Alaska, the encore is going to be Laser Speed, which is that instrumental they do at the end of Alaska.
Yeah.
But since Pittsburgh was the last stop of their tour right there too, so I was could you at least do one more encore or something like that? Not even Mordecai? I would have loved to hear Mordecai.
Oh, that would have been sick, dude. That was one of the first ones I heard. It was on, I think it was on a Victory Records DVD that it came with a Darkest Hour CD or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. They had that on it. The Mordecai. They had a song off Nightmare Anatomy by Aiden. It was around that time, 2005, 2004. Yeah, back when that music was great.
what was that? Backwards March? Is that the
Backwards
song?
Marathon.
Marathon?
Yeah.
That was always my favorite.
Yeah, that one was good. All Bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a fun one live.
Selkies, The Endless Obsession.
Woo! Yeah, the sweeps and shit.
But I will admit, I would say Backwards Marathon is my personal favorite, but I would say Selkies is a close second.
Selkies was the first song I heard by them, matter of fact.
Was it?
You bring that up, yeah. It was on Sirius Radio back, like, probably around the time the album came out.
I think mine was actually just colors. I just put the CD in one day and just let it play. So that front to back, that was my first experience.
Oh, that's a great first impression.
Yeah.
I have to laugh nowadays because back in the day when I was just like studying between the Barry Movie, like, is this an album I really want to get into? Obviously, you hear like it was a Silent Circus actually.
Okay.
Album.
But you hear like there's always the death metal sort of style they got going on right there too, because it's only like 30-second intervals. And then you hear Shavano Part 2. And it's like, it's soft melody. I mean, what's going on right here? So I didn't understand at the time, but it's like, damn.
A lot of contrast in that shit.
I remember trying to like get into that, right? I actually think I listened to the CD a couple of times before I was like, oh, this is really good actually. And started getting into it. That was the same thing with them and Mastodon, Crack the Sky. I was trying to get through that at the same time too and like make sense of it, but they ended up becoming my favorite albums.
Yeah, and like bands like Opeth and shit.
Watershed,
Blackwater Park, Ghost Reveries. Yeah, all those albums were great too. Like with they got like the switch between the heavy and the the clean melodies and stuff.
Yeah,
I always enjoyed that about them a lot.
That's why you know they're progressive and they got a killer style going on there too when they're switching between the low growls or the heavy death metal sort of style, and it goes to like soft melody and clean vocals. So
they even style to go from like bluesy to jazz to death metal, and it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, and I think in the one album they had like some kind of like surfer section. It's kind of weird.
Oh,
like
yeah,
some Dick Dale shit.
That was cool.
What was that, the Parallax Part 2?
Yeah, with all the surf ninjas.
Yeah, surf ninjas.
That's a movie we just watched recently. We like to watch bad movies because they're fun.
Yeah. Who was in that? Rob Schneider when he was like 16 years old.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
Actually, I know the song. It's Bloom. That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Dabba-dee, dabba-da.
Yep. Yeah, see, he's doing it.
I know you mean that too, but it's almost like you have to like throw like a bad movie skit or something in there too. Almost like a bad chase scene or something you saw like in Scooby-Doo where they're running between the doors and everything. So,
opening all the different doors, everyone's running through, everyone and their mothers like fucking crossing each other. Yeah.
It's something like that. But absolutely. So just real quick, what would you say has been your biggest challenges as this band right now? I guess more so marketing?
It's a good question, honestly.
Yeah, it is a good question. Recently we got a different drummer back in December, and we spent the first half of this year just kind of catching him up, and he's played three. Derek's played 4 shows now.
4 shows now with us.
Yeah. So Derek the Shaka. We've been catching him up a lot and everything. So that it was a lot working with him for a while. So maybe the marketing aspect of it. We just actually started a YouTube channel this week, so we have 2 of our shows on there. That's just go to YouTube, look up Nameless Hate, you'll find it. But I think it was a lot. But he actually, when we're talking about like marketing and stuff like that, you do way more work on that front.
Yeah. As far as like the Facebook and the Instagram, like the socials go and everything, like that's mostly me. A little bit of him. Like I'll have either him or our bass player announce like all the important stuff, and then I'll be the guy like sharing all the other content and everything. But you just post every day. Make sure you make your audience laugh, and honestly, I want to make people laugh because like our music's pretty serious. Like our subtitles are not like they're ridiculous.
Yeah, but you have the good you have the good social media outreach. I think the bass player and I kind of do all the important talk.
Pretty much, yeah.
We gotta, I know when you were reaching out to us, it was mostly me you were talking with. Bass player books a lot of shows for us, which is great.
Yeah, he works his ass off too.
Yeah, we all have a pretty good. We all try to take a piece of the pie, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Then you got Ben. He's the one that like
he's done a lot of the writing too.
really focuses on the music aspect of it. He's got a real good eye for that, good ear for that, good whatever for that.
He's also a ridiculously good drummer too.
Oh yeah, best drummer I personally know, like hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to be in a band together called Above This Burning Sky. Like 10 or 12 years ago, we were like a progressive metalcore band. Nothing like Nameless Hate. Like Nameless Hate a lot different than Above This Burning Sky. But he did all the drums for that. Yeah, that's how I got like really well acquainted with him. Like me and him could pretty much just like hum something out, be like, "Yo, can you do this?" And like, he'll be like, "Oh yeah," with a I'm like, yeah. Next thing you know, like we'll just be playing the thing that we just like described.
Yep.
It's like, oh no, I know the guy so long.
Actually, it almost sounded like it was like Solar Flare Homicide from the Mirror. In that case, with the name Above This Burning Sky. I saw fire in the sky. So, I actually did see them live there too. They were actually pretty good. So
yeah, I saw them live a couple times, dude. Their pits are crazy.
Yeah. I think I saw them at a Mayhem Fest.
Yeah, I saw them at Warped Tour a couple times, and I think Mayhem Fest. Yeah, I saw them right after I saw Machine Head.
I was gonna say, you're telling them to go from this side to this side. You're telling them to go batshit crazy. So I mean, like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
From left to right. So gotta love the Seven Dust reference there too. So you can see it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Seven Dust is the shit.
I got to meet them once. They were fun. They played at a local venue here called Crocodile Rock.
Crocodile Rock, rest in peace.
After the show, we got to just kind of go down. They signed like their posters and stuff. Very, very nice guys. That was a fun show because it was who else was it? It was with El Nino and Skin Dread.
Oh, I love El Nino. Latin metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shit.
I got to meet them too, actually.
Oh, nice.
It's like, man, you got an impressive resume for going on right here too. So, and
yeah, I think the most famous person I met at Croc Rock was probably Chris Motionless from Motionless in White. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I see him on TV nowadays, like he was on wrestling and stuff. I'm like, yo, he's such a sweetheart. I met that guy that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was always there.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
it's like after they get off the stage, it's when they go back to their human persona. In this case, the kind of little sweethearts. The guy was holding the adorable little kittens. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true.
That's how it is, man.
Or it's like Corpus Christi Fisher. He actually, just credit, he does a good job for charity there too for the kids. So
yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, he does a lot for like charity, children and stuff.
Yeah, I see those memes online, or not memes, or like stories or whatever online.
Yeah, the articles.
Doing that. Yeah.
Well, Cannibal Corpse.
And then it's also the whole thing with the neck, and then he's also doing the whole thing with World of Warcraft. Fuck the Alliance or something like that. So
yeah, the Alliance are a bunch of pussies. Yeah, I know exactly what video you're talking about too. It's talking about Warcraft and all that.
I think that's how the one song, "The Time to Kill Is Now," was actually based around. So,
is it really?
I think that's what he said. I think check the interview, so don't take my word for it, but it sounded like that's what it was about. So,
yeah,
so you can see.
That's awesome.
Well, I do want to talk about Allentown just a second here, but first off, let's jump to the hard topic of COVID here too. So, I guess how bad was COVID for you guys personally, family, and then music-wise?
You want to take this one first?
Yeah. Personally, it was weird. I'm not someone that stays still a lot. I mean, as I get older, I'm starting to more, but I always doing something. I would go to work, and then as soon as I'm out of work, I would be going until freaking midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, doing whatever. Like I said, I used to do a lot of volunteering and stuff. But so, like, personally, it kind of messed with me a little bit. Just all of a sudden, you're inside and the world is quiet. I just didn't know what to do with myself. I think at one point I started making like a daily on Facebook like I was, like a survivor of something or whatever. I'm like, day 3, the cats are getting suspicious now, and they know I'm home, and and I'm worried they're going to eat me soon. I don't know what I put. I'm just, so that was kind of weird. For the family, it was kind of tough too. I didn't really, I'm not with my my ex any. I used to be married. We were split for a while. We have a child together. Unfortunately, I didn't get to. It was tough to try to find time to see her. Not that there wasn't time, but with the lockdown and everything like that, no one knew what the heck was going on back then, or how the virus would go from person to person, whatever. So everyone was taking the most extreme precautions. So there's a period of time I didn't get to see her for a bit, and that was just kind of crushing too. But my job, luckily enough, was able to be done remotely. And we actually ended up never going back into an office after the pandemic. We got sent home, and I've been work at home since. It's good, but unfortunately, I just sit around all day and stuff like that. So I want to keep moving and things like that. But third part to his question, I think I forgot it. Personally, family.
I guess I wasn't sure what you guys were doing music-wise because I wasn't sure when Nameless Hate officially formed.
Okay. Yeah, and you know what, music-wise, we formed, the end of 2023, like October, November 2023, roughly.
Around there.
We all kind of came in at different points in the band's history there, but
that was about the time everyone forgot about it.
Yeah, but there wasn't any in 2020. We weren't around yet. I wasn't really doing anything musically. I was kind of in like a mental block for a while. I had worked with a band, I think, up through 2017, and we didn't really do a whole lot, but I kind of just focused on work a little bit at that point and got away from it. And then, when the kid got a little bit older, I was like, let's do this again. And that's kind of where Nameless Hate started a little, or at least with me coming in. I wanted to start a band again and get out there. So that's my story.
Yeah. Well, with me, it was like, I don't know. It didn't really affect me. Like, I wasn't doing anything musically back then. Like, actually, matter of fact, I was. That was stupid. Yeah, my old band I mentioned earlier, Above This Burning Sky, we were gonna do like a reunion show or two, and like, we ended up not because, COVID was a thing. But like, yeah, there was that whole thing, and then, work. I got laid off from my job, and that sucked at the time. But in retrospect, looking back at it, like, I'm actually glad it happened because, it allowed me to look for another job and make more money, and I'm a lot happier now. So like, that's good. Plus, Nameless Hate came out of it. My old band didn't get back together, which, it's a shame, but, it was for a good cause.
But you had a history with Mike and Ben now, so you guys kind of went back together in Above the Burning Sky, right?
Right. Yeah, we tried. Didn't really work out, but yeah, this is working out pretty much better than any musical thing I've ever done. Venture, that's the word. Drew a blank there. It's been a long day.
That's for sure. And were you guys okay? I guess were you and your families okay? Did you get real sick with COVID?
I don't know if I ever had it confirmed. I've been super sick, but a couple of times it was just like the flu or something like that. So I don't, or maybe I was sick and I just didn't register that it was COVID or something. My mom had gotten it. She bounced back though. All right. We didn't. I will say, luckily, it's kind of thinking about it, we didn't. It hit and it hit hard, but never had like any like, unfortunate. No one had passed from it in our family, or there wasn't any long-term concerns or anything like that. So I guess we're kind of lucky. But I definitely knew a few friends that had lost people and family members and stuff like that. It was a shock. It was very heartbreaking to see all of that.
The dude from Dream Street died from COVID. The boy band Dream Street from back in the day. They were like popular when NSYNC was a thing and stuff.
There's core memory I haven't unlocked yet.
Okay, yeah. Good times. Making the band and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
one of those Backstreet Boys and Instinct sort of bands. So
LFO.
They've gotten better with age too. I love them now.
Oh yeah, Mandy Moore, all that shit.
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
I actually like Limp Bizkit now. Yeah.
No, Limp Bizkit's the shit.
no, he wants to break stuff.
Yeah. That's fun. We try to mess around in the band, and we'll play break stuff once in a while, or Everlong if he's not looking.
I hate when they play Everlong by the Foo Fighters. I leave the room.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of covers. We just do them to mess with each other.
Yeah, pretty much just trying to troll each other with covers.
Yep.
It's great.
They got Cave Troll now. So yeah,
yeah, I'm a cake troll.
apparently. So on a serious note, though, too, good to see you guys are doing well out there too, and good to have you all along here for the ride here as well. So,
Right.
But your place of Allentown, like I said, how's it been? I guess since COVID, I guess has it kind of bounced back in terms of the music scene?
I'd say it has a lot, honestly. There's a
Yeah.
lot more venues opening now, like, in town and in the outskirts of town and everything.
I don't even know if it was really COVID that took down the music scene around here.
It was, what it was? It was Croc Rock losing their liquor license that really did it, I think.
Yeah, there were a lot of places. I think years ago. Back in 2008, I was in a band, and I left them before they got. They ended up getting kind of big locally in the area, but I had left them because I was having a child at the time, starting a family and everything. So, the scene was great back then, and then it just died. That was it. Like, there aren't places to play anymore. The venues that were open had closed and everything, and it was really hard to find a lot of that. And I worked for that local volunteered with that local gallery, and they kind of put on shows, and there were a couple other places like that. But yeah, COVID happened. The area kind of got. No one wants to be out after freaking like 9 o'clock anymore for some reason. Like, everything closes early. But I did notice in the last couple of years, like, a lot of venues are really starting to pop up again. Music scene's kind of recovering a lot, which is nice. So
The other thing is, like, you gotta kind of make your own music scene, host your own shows, invite people, make flyers.
yeah, there's a
Social media is big. It's kind of like, gotta reach out to your peeps somehow, get them to come around.
there's been a lot of people. I think space is the thing, right? There's a lot of folks. I mean, I know what there's Lewis, there's Paul, there's I know quite a few people that there's us now. Yeah, we will put on a show and host it. We'll bring the PA out. We'll get bands to join in and everything like that. So we just need a place to do it sometimes. But now those places are kind of popping up and everything, which is really cool. So
Yeah.
I don't want to say
Perfect timing, too.
yeah, I don't want to say COVID helped it, but I think it had a part to play in the rebound of the local scene in this area.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I'd say it's also in some other spots as well, because it seemed like people wanted to at least get out, live life again. That whole deal.
Right.
Live life to the fullest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can see why. I can't think of the whole thing with Scranton and even like Wilkes-Barre there too, because you think of Scranton like The Office and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, that's only an hour from us. I mean, we're hour north is Scranton, and hour south is Philadelphia. So
Our guitar player Ben's like really into The Office.
I am too. I love that show.
He does. Yeah, I never got it, but that's all right. I like that you guys like it.
Thanks.
That's cool. You guys like stuff that you guys appreciate that I like stuff that you don't agree with too.
Yeah, we like stuff.
Yeah, stuff is cool.
Stuff is cool.
Yeah. Drink water.
I like stuff. So yeah.
Stuff is cool.
You know what else is cool? Things.
Things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
things are my favorite.
I like some things.
Yeah.
The Fitty McJig, or the whatchamacallits, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. Who's it's the what's it's.
Yep. All that.
I should kind of go back to The Office there too. Like, I see these things pop up on my Facebook page every now and again. It's just like funny bloopers that always seem to happen whenever they were trying to like just film a scene. And you had to think about it too. Like, were these guys able to even keep a straight face during like every scene they had to be involved in? Because it seemed like a lot of shit they were talking about was obviously pretty funny, or at least alluding to it. Something like that too. So I think it must have been tough.
I think I've seen some bloopers of it, like those blooper reels that they'll put out. And I mean, I wouldn't I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face. I'd get fired from that show because
Oh
I couldn't
my
do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows like that. Like, I'm drawing a blank here.
Like Parks and Rec.
Yeah, Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
There's Reno 911. That show, if I was in that, I would be the worst cast member in that shit.
What they do in the shadows is almost like that in a little bit of way, right?
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned Reno 911. I really pictured there too. There's all the crazy shit's going around.
Yeah, I know. Like, how can you keep a straight face during any of that? Or like the sketch comedy shows, like I noticed, like in Mad TV and like SNL, like they're always like turning away from the camera because like they can't keep it together during certain parts. So they do all that shit in one take mostly. I noticed that.
Like I said, they gotta get it out there too. I mean, it's a weekly show, so we gotta.
Yeah, right.
Time is money, people. Time is money. So
yeah, you can tell they break character sometimes, but how could you not?
I mean, probably a little too loosey goosey if they did a couple shots before hopping on the stage. So
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would too. I mean, I find a little alcohol would kind of loosen the nerves a little bit.
Yeah.
For sure. You know, I do that every time we go out.
Oh yeah.
What is
I
it?
encourage you guys to drink.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
me and the other guitar player, we have a thing. We always do at least 2 picklebacks before we go up on the stage there. So that's our drink of choice.
You know, I do actually work at a restaurant too, and I see sometimes our manager or one of our bartenders would come back, actually get a little pickle juice. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what pickleback is?
Yeah, it's a shot of Jameson, and then you chase it immediately with a shot of pickle juice.
That's weird.
Try it; it's good.
Yeah.
I guess is it meant to like wash that bad taste of Jameson down, and then it's like just a nice mix when it hits the liver or something?
Well, I don't know about the liver. It equalizes it pretty good. You'll have that burn from the Jameson, and then the pickle juice. Just if you like pickles, it's a good flavor. But it kind of just equalizes it right away. I guess with the vinegar or whatever.
Didn't they give me pepper juice the one night by accident?
Yeah, but that was good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like taking a shot of espresso. It was just okay.
Espresso? You mean espresso, bro?
Sure, whatever. Salmon.
Sorry.
Salmon.
Sorry, man. Know a thing or two about that.
Tomato, eggplant, whatever.
Actually, I thought it was going to be one of the scenarios where he's asking, "Where's the milk? Milk!" He's just chucking it like a gallon just to like wash that pepper or I guess whatever it was, that spicy sensation away. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that bad.
No, I could literally eat fire. I love spicy food.
Yeah, see, my mother's from Buffalo, so like I always like hot food.
You've been doing the buffalo wings.
Yeah, Buffalo wings originated there and everything. So I grew up eating all that.
Yeah, I get that. I think of the South. I think with I don't know, it just gets hotter, more south you go.
We're talking about like Cajun food and stuff.
I love it. Yeah. No, like I can, like ghost pepper. They're supposed to be super hot, and they are. Don't get me wrong, but you know what? They're terrible. Do you ever eat a ghost pepper?
Yeah, they don't taste very good.
It's like fucking dirt. It's garbage.
Yeah,
I don't like them.
Not fan of habaneros. Those fuckers are
Those
hot.
I like. A little garlic with them.
I don't know. I'm not a fan. Like everything I've ever had that like had it in it, I was just like,
yeah. Every pepper's an acquired taste.
That's what it is.
No, really. They have different flavors.
Actually, if I was the Carolina Reaper, that's like the hottest thing you could eat on earth or something.
Oh yeah, I actually have beef jerky. The guy made. He seasoned it with that. He didn't tell me until I was halfway through the bag. I'm like, dude, why is it so fucking hot? Like, it's good, but like, why are my eyes watering? I like Carolina Reaper, so I was like, oh, thanks for telling me now, you old fuck.
Oh my god.
Afterwards, Ty's like, "Holy fuck!"
It's really hot. I just keep
I started sweating and shit. I was like, damn. Guess I ate too much at that time.
I guess so. But then it's like, how are you still alive? That thing. So I pulls through. So all right. But just real quick, just for the audience's sake, who's all the members of the band right here, and what roles do they also play? I think you mentioned about some of the other guys.
Yeah, so the guitar player, Steve. This is Ty. He plays the voice box.
I play the throat.
Yeah, the throat box.
I'm a throat goat.
You like that save? Yeah.
Did I just say that?
No. Ben is the other guitar player in the band. We have Mike, he's our bass player, and then Derek, he's our drummer.
Yeah, everybody does backing vocals too, which I appreciate.
That's high.
Yeah.
Not me, Sue. Actually, I just wanted to make sure. I meant to ask that earlier too before we jumped into the band, but all right. We at least cover that topic there. So
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
no worries. Well, we can't leave those boys out here too. So
No, definitely not. Yeah,
it
like,
represents.
yeah, we told the guys we were getting interviewed. They're like, "Oh, I wanted to come," or like, whatever. I was like, "Dude, you can come, just like switch out with me halfway through." He was like, "No, I got some shit to do." I'm like, "Okay." So yeah,
It's like really.
yeah,
Good idea.
yeah. It'll be his turn next time.
For part 2 at one point.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Hopefully, I mean, you'll have us again.
we shall see. We'll work way towards that at some point. So, but keep doing what you're doing out there too. So, but you guys don't have any roles to play when it comes to lyrics or I guess any themes you guys talk about, right?
As far as lyrics and stuff, like I write most of them. Our bass player actually writes a lot of them too. Even Ben, our guitar player, wrote a few lyrics here and there.
Yeah, one song was all I wrote all the lyrics for one of the songs. Yeah, and then he kind of interpreted them a bit because I'm not a vocalist, so
yeah, I had to switch some syllables around, so like shorten some words and stuff.
Yeah,
thesaurus.
Yeah, that's a weird dinosaur, but we made it work.
That's a weird dinosaur.
But we made it work. We all kind of. I would say with the writing process as a whole, there's not one person that we can really leave out, and we don't come and have a full song written at all times. We might have our entire part written for the song, but we all kind of put our own adaptation onto it and everything, and then we play it a lot, make sure it works, change it up a lot. But yeah, I think just about every song we have.
Yeah, everything's got a
group effort.
Every instrument's a different layer.
Ogres have
layers. Onions have layers.
Ogres have layers. Bye. So yeah. That's a good choice there too. So actually I was gonna say we're all being cool. That's how it's supposed to go here too. So
yeah.
So but I guess what's the gear that you guys use?
So guitar brand Schecter. I've always liked Schecter. I mentioned Ben Sevenfold was a big inspiration for me at one point. They play Sinister Gate plays on the Schecter, so I've actually taken. I just have it's a C1 series, but I have different. I have two of them. One of them I put the passive version pickups from Zach Wild in there. Looking to do that in the new one too, but that's an active. We both Ben and I have Boss Katanas for bass cabs. We have they're travel friendly. We can kind of pick them up on one shoulder and walk in with them. We both have big stacks and everything too if we ever have a big show to play, but we just wanted something a little easier because we're getting old.
Yeah, and then as far as heads, Ben's got he's got my old modded PV6505 Plus, which like really kicks. And then what do you got? You got
I have a Randall, which I've had it for a while. At this point, it's probably as old as I am. I'm looking at getting either a Marshall or a Mesa Boogie at some point, but money. What does Mike use?
Mike, he uses
Ampeg.
He uses Ampeg bass amps, and then
Yeah.
Oh man, the motherfucker got like 3 basses. He's got his Fender bass, or no, his Epiphone bass. Sorry, or is it a Fender?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
He hasn't played that.
I haven't paid that much attention to him.
He's also got an Ibanez bass with active pickups, real nice. And
Ibanez, bass. Ibanez is the one he uses now.
Yeah.
And then Derek's got what, a Pearl kit? Is it Pearl?
Yeah, Pearl.
Okay.
Yeah, he uses Pearl. Yeah, good drums.
And then we just kind of bought our PA equipment.
The PA, nice. Yeah, the PA that I have is a PV as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real light. I feel like a real tough guy putting them up on the things, man. Like, you know what I mean? Just throwing them around like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I'll just take this guy right here. Just set him up here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Actually, how big is it? Is it like one of those like big squares, or is it more like a rectangle
Yeah,
PA
it's
system?
the monitors are like
rectangular monitors. Yeah.
yeah.
And I was going to say Ben and I both run through line 6 for effects and everything.
Oh yeah, the effects pedal or the board rather.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was say, do you use a lot of effects during the concerts and stuff? I don't know if it's like a wah-wah pedal or it's something that makes it look ambient.
We don't really use a lot of wah. I don't have it on my current setup. I've used it in the past. I want to try to work it in at some point. I just haven't really needed to yet. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. The boards are more for like the tone, setting the tone, like having your channel ready and everything.
EQ and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
I guess in terms of you guys' sound, I guess, do you guys do it yourselves, or is there a studio in around Allentown that's been helping out?
We do everything ourselves. Actually, Ben works with I don't know what a capacity. His friend works in one of the college studios.
Yeah, I'm trying to see whatever it is.
It's a community college, but they have like a whole like a studio there and everything. And his friend works there, and I know they do a lot of stuff together. He actually recorded, I think, a few albums on his own and everything, and
Jam and Jones
and everything. Yeah,
his name's Jam and Jones on YouTube. If you ever want to look him up.
Yeah, so he has a good amount of he has a good ear for that. He knows how to like control the studio stuff and everything. We have some knowledge otherwise, like between like the two of us, but not a ton.
Yeah,
he does a lot of that stuff.
That's good. We represent the local woods right there with Allentown. So.
Yep.
Oh hell yeah.
That's for sure. Actually, I did forget to ask. Outside music, I guess, what else do you guys like to do in terms of like hobby wise?
I've said before I like playing some games and stuff here and there. I've done that since I was a kid. It's always kind of a passion of mine. I don't get a lot of time to do it though. Maybe a day a week if I'm lucky. I do like movies and TV. I'm a huge movie buff. Lately though, I've been on a trivia team. So literally we'll go out 4 nights a week, like Monday through Thursday usually. They're doing it without us tonight, which is fine, but we go to different places and we usually do quite well. And it's all over the place. It could be science, politics, geography, pop culture, music, stuff like that. And then if you win, you get like a gift card or whatever. So we'll usually save a few wins up and then go out and have a big night, lots of beer, lots of food and stuff like that. So that's been my hobby lately.
Yeah. As far as me, I'm a welder as a profession, so I'm really into that. Other stuff I'm into, video games. I like to read books. Like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, J.R.R. Tolkien's like my favorite shit. And I got a lot of Tolkien tattoos, pretty much the whole arm. Got the Dark Lord here, Minas Morgul, Mouth of Sauron, the Balrog.
Skywalker fought that Balrog.
Yo, you remember when Luke Skywalker fought the Balrog? That shit was sick, yo.
We like to cross-reference a lot by error.
Yeah. And other than that, like horror novels. Yeah. I don't really have a lot of hobbies. I just like to sit at home and do nothing mostly. It's like my favorite shit to do. Besides play music.
Actually, a real dark joke, because I know. Were you guys real big into Slipknot?
Yeah, a little bit. Like their early work, probably like the first 4 albums.
I saw them last year again.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Actually, the funny thing was, there was an interview with Mick Thompson. It was without his mask on. He might have been at his home right here, too. And he's like, I just want to stay home and masturbate. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then they asked, like, do you find it therapeutic? And he's like, keeps the body count low.
Oh, this guy's a phantom weight jerk off camp of the world right here. What was that from The Burning?
Yeah, the
Jason
Burning,
Alexander.
Jason Alexander from Seinfeld. It's like, yeah, you keep that shit up, you'll be the phantom weight jerk off champion of the world. Something like that.
I find my urge to kill dwindles. I was gonna say, I find my urge to kill dwindles after a good nut. You gotta love it too. He legitimately said that. He legitimately said that. So yeah, just wanted to get that out there too, because as soon as you said that too, I was like, he just set himself up for that there too. So
yeah.
yeah, that's so cool. Actually, what's to do in Allentown? Because I've driven through Scranton because we were always going up to like Saratoga Springs, so I never get the chance to see a bunch of Eastern PA. Maybe a little bit of Philly, but not too much. But what's Allentown like?
Ooh. A couple of drive-bys, nothing out of the normal.
Drive-bys.
Yeah, walk-bys. Some of them are getting 4 cars, but like you know how it is.
Okay, that came out wrong to be honest there too. So I think people are thinking the other drive-bys, the not so good ones. But
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Those are run by fruiting though. There's a lot of cool little artsy places where you've got a downtown. There's a art district, and they got the big arena down there, and we got a lot of pubs, a lot of breweries and stuff here, which is great if you're
We
in
got a
that.
baseball team now.
We do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Iron Pigs.
Iron Pigs.
Yes,
Oh,
proud about it because I'm so into sports.
minor league, but still counts.
And then yeah, we got the Phantoms too.
Yeah.
For hockey.
Yeah, for hockey, we got the stadium.
Uh, yeah, but I don't care about sports, so I don't know about any of that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Got a lot of healthcare places in the area. That's fun. Yeah, I don't know. We got Dorney Park over here. You heard of Dorney Park?
maybe at one point it's not really ringing any bells. But go ahead.
Yeah, like Six Flags or anything like that. They I don't know if they still claim that the biggest coaster in the East Coast or something like that. They did at some point, but yeah. So it's like we have an amusement, water park and everything.
Water Kingdom.
Yeah. I don't know. I think most people would probably agree this is a relatively boring area.
Yeah. I know it's a punk rock thing, but we kind of in a boring town here.
Yeah.
Everyone says that, but it's true in this case.
Or at least not as boring as Scranton, just because the only thing in Scranton is the office location.
Yeah.
Well, they have gravel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is that just? I mean,
it's
I'm looking for parks to walk through, man. I'm trying to keep my diet in the right shape here. So
yeah. I mean, we got a lot of hiking and stuff here, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of good area. The one good thing is I can walk that way, or I can drive that way, and in a minute it's very urban. And then the opposite direction, you're going to see nothing but woods and farmland. So I mean, there's definitely a lot of like parks and stuff like that around here. I would say.
Doesn't if you go a little bit north of Palmerton, don't the Appalachian Trail go through there?
Yeah, and they got more gravel.
Yeah. More gravel.
More gravel.
Then you got the coal regions if you go even further north.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to go up there though. That's when the freaks come out. Know what I mean? Yeah. True that.
get abducted by a Sasquatch. Then afterwards, you're like, somebody help me. So,
I'm pretty sure, isn't there like a local Bigfoot freaking thing out there?
Yeah, there's gotta be, yeah.
Yeah,
like a tourist attraction type thing.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard of something like that.
I don't know why you need to attract tourists in a place like this, but
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool.
yes, Sasquatch rules.
I guess so. Just watch out, handing a beef jerky. That old deal. So
Oh, they love that shit. It's like their favorite.
Oh yeah.
that's for sure.
Beef jerky.
Warning, kids, don't go camping with beef jerky. Sasquatch might visit you, and you might not come back.
R.I.P. That'll do. All right. So here's one more question. I will get into some extra fun ones afterwards, but this one kind of delves into AI and then social media these days. So I know we talked a little bit about social media earlier, kind of how it was sort of the blessing there too, because that's how I found out about you guys, and here we are. But do you think of both things today as a double-edged sword?
As far as what?
far as like art and like AI and everything.
Yeah. If you're asking me, I'm gonna. So AI definitely has some fun properties. I think you could use it for. But I will say, especially with like this whole like SAG-AFTRA and everything like that. I mean, you don't want AI to replace something that an artist can do, and and I think it's gotten a lot of backlash for that recently and everything. And I just, AI shouldn't be taking a painting that's already created by an artist, even if it's not copyright, stuff like that, right? Making it their own by making a little change, for an example. That's not cool. I don't like that. That's really going to hurt the artist community more. Um, but if you want to use it maybe for your own ideas or to help get you somewhere else, I think it can be. It's is it in the right hands, right? You can use it in the right way. I know a lot of businesses are really starting to work with it now. I know the company I work for is doing the same thing, but for artistry, I think it's a pretty rocky road right now with the way it's it's going. There's not enough. There's no laws on it, or very few, and there's not like a system of control to stop that from being used the wrong way, right? We all kind of have to be conscious of it and understand that, I think.
Yeah, and like they can use people's faces now and stuff. Like that's kind of fucked up because like you can make these people do some heinous shit with AI.
Yeah.
And like people, they easily let will believe that it's real and that they're actually doing that and like be like, fuck that piece of shit. But like,
Yeah.
That's another thing.
But one of my favorite sites right now is on Facebook, and
you're talking about the Garfield?
Yeah, this guy just takes Garfield and Shrek and puts them into the most heinous memes, and I absolutely love it. These guys are so mad at me about it.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I guess how heinous is the memes, to be honest with you? I mean, is vulgar?
Oh,
we can't say it on this.
I don't think they're homophobic because if I had to guess, maybe the content creator might be gay or something like that too.
I never even thought of that as a possibility.
I never got the homophobic for it, but they'll say a lot of things like gay. It's about pissing in the oven and what the heck?
What is it, Mr. Ass?
Mr. Ass and dead geese and everything like that. Yeah,
none of the memes make sense either. They're all like broken English, like just horrible.
It's very clear that AI had made it and butchered it, and it's just out there for all its untouched glory.
Pretty much. Yeah, this guy just makes them for the sake of making them.
Yeah,
making people cringe.
But at the same time, he's not doing it in a way that's hurting an artist or anything like that, and he's not going to take down what Shrek has already done or what Jim Davis has done with Garfield or anything.
Oh, they're very crudely done, to say the least. But yeah, you've been on a kick with that for a couple months now.
Oh yeah.
That's like your favorite shit.
Yep.
It's a digital drug in this case, if we want to say it that way.
Yeah, for sure. I look forward to them.
It's past the point of no return.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, we officially lost him. So
yeah, it's okay.
R.I.P. Steve. So, but it is the reason I do say double-edged sword because in some of the other interviews they had mentioned how one guy had a real bad disability where he couldn't function properly, and there was an AI program that helped allow him to like make music, that sort of sense. So you think about that sort of stuff, like that's good, but then like if it's just say guys who are perfectly healthy people and all they're doing is just simply pressing a button or telling ChatGPT like make me a Nameless hate song, and then just rolls in right from there. So I mean, how can you tell the difference if it's going to be invasion of privacy afterwards, right?
Yeah, but so he's using it to help him do what he's doing because of his disability, and I think and that's awesome. It's a great use of that tool. But if you have somewhere out there who's just like you said, pushing a button, and now 4 people over here don't have a job because he can just push a button and make a computer do it. That I kind of have a problem with. Where's the creativity there? Where's the hours of work that was put into creating this thing, perfecting that art and everything like that? That's where I see
that sort of thing definitely
it.
damages the culture, I would say. But it could also make us laugh with Garfield and Shrek memes.
Yes, Garfield and Shrek.
So that's another positive. Okay. Actually, then if we have a problem, we turn the hats, turn front ways, be like, now we got a problem.
Yep.
I was gonna say, you want to do it right now? Oh, that is that one intimidating guy.
There we go.
You just switch it to the other side.
That's all I can do, I guess.
The front of his face is right over there.
Yeah, right.
As you're real big into Transformers, that's an Autobot hat, right?
Oh, yeah. Transformers is cool.
I would say, did you really dig the anime back in the day? I don't think it was on Toonami. I don't think it was, but I do remember it was a 6:30 or something.
I think a Saturday morning cartoon. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Like Fox or something, maybe. Or WB, even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think my favorite Transformer of all time was probably Hot Shot.
Hot Shot?
Yeah, the yellow motherfucker.
He's the one that turned into a bee?
No, that's Bumblebee.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, God, bees.
We joke about that. It's one of their songs, and I just got that, oh, God, bees tattoo on me. It's a little zombie.
I was gonna say, is that one of those? Oh my God, we killed Kenny moments. So,
Sure.
Yeah, it could be considered one, I guess.
and they say bees are kind of becoming an endangered species at this point because of us. So,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good old Monsanto and all that.
but we need our honey. Damn it, that's what we need. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we need everything else, too, but whatever.
Honey. Shit. You go wrong with honey.
let's go back to slowly killing each other like normal people. So,
Yeah.
so
We've been doing that for centuries. Come on.
Oh, dude, since the dawn of time.
we started hitting each other with sticks back in the day here too. So yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like, that's my woolly mammoth. Fuck you.
I still like to hit you with a stick once in a while.
Yeah. Got used to it at this point. Get all hyped up before we play and everything.
I was going to say, you want to do a Free Stooges or slap like this?
Let's say that we will start doing that. Get Mike next time.
Yeah. Shut up, chowderheads.
Hey, see this?
Spread out. So, God bless the Free Stooges. They were funny.
Oh, yeah, great. My uncle got me on the Three Stooges when I was like, oh my God, I must have been like 5 years old, something like that.
Same, man. I probably have every episode on DVD up in my room.
Oh, I have every DVDs of that, or Gang, Little Rascals, all that. Yeah.
It's great stuff. We got to bring back vaudeville and slapstick comedy. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Vaudeville. You don't know vaudeville? Talking pictures. Let me up, Johnny. Family Guy.
Now, I may be an idiot, sir, but there's one thing I am not, sir, and that, sir, is an idiot. I'll be my go-to quote, to be honest here, too. So,
Yeah.
a Family Guy. Curse Family Guy.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Griffin, my hero.
We're always quoting that shit
Yeah.
every chance we get.
Peter Griffin.
Just for the record, I was at the hospital not too long ago. So, all right. Well, boys, we reached all the questions here, so here, let's get some extra fun ones. Ready?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. You know what? I want to start with the movie first because, Steve, I think you said you're a big movie nerd and all that stuff here, too. So,
Oh, yeah.
this was putting you on the spot. So, maybe more so, Steve. I don't know. But Ty, I think it'll be interesting to hear what you got. But what would you say is your favorite movie? And I guess what's your favorite TV series?
TV series, Westworld. Huge fan of that. I'm mad they canceled the last season, but they kind of ended it on a good note. I put Westworld on, and that first episode was just a masterpiece, I think. And that whole first season was really good, and it just hooked me. That was I hadn't seen something that good in a long time. I think since The Matrix, which was probably one of my favorite movies.
Matrix, hell yeah.
Yeah, the first one, of course. Really hard. I've been really into Marvel a lot lately. Big MCU nerd, of course. I think Black Panther is probably my favorite movie. It had a really good message to it. It was done very well. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. But Yeah, I don't know, something like that. I always like the dark, gritty, like sci-fi and stuff too. Um, Favorite movie's hard for me, so I'll just say The Matrix for the time being. Go old school.
As for me, favorite shows, I can't just pick one. Malcolm and Eddie, Wayans Brothers, Fresh Prince, Urkel, all that shit. I like anime a lot. Yu Yu Hakusho, obviously Dragon Ball Z. Spirit gun. I mean, finger bang. Yeah, stuff like that. As far as movies, I don't know. I'm a big horror guy. Sleepaway Camp has to be like hands down the best movie I've seen like in the past like 15 years. Yeah, I showed it to him and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" Didn't know what to think.
Way ahead of its time.
If you haven't seen it, check it the fuck out.
What was it?
Sleepaway Camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
A cult following kind of movie, but it was
Very poorly done.
and that's what made it so great at
Exactly.
the same time. It was so poorly done, it was awesome. And you will not see you might think you have an idea what's coming when you watch it's like the ending of it, but you have no idea.
Yeah, it has a twist ending. I'll tell you that. I'm not going to give too much away, but yeah, one of my favorite movies of all time. Definitely.
That's a good choice right there. But go back to Yu Yu Hakusho. The ultimate finger bang.
Yeah.
Actually, did
guy.
I was gonna say, did he do it with one, or I didn't think he'd do it two. I always thought it was the one. It was like,
Well, it upgraded at one point. He had the scatter shot, and then he was able to do it. He was able to do it one time a day when it first started, like when he first like learned it, and then Genkai taught him the technique like further. And then by the time he reached like his demon like peak form and everything, like his S-class demon form, he could just do it whenever. So like I think he had to use more. I think he had to use 2 fingers for more finger power. You know what I mean? Yeah. Finger bang.
More finger power, more bang power.
Yeah, exactly. Shocker. The old Catholic girl. Then you got the minivan, 2 in the front, 5 in the back. Sorry.
I thought you were going with the old-fashioned one with one in the hand, 2 in the bush, or something. So,
That's great.
all right. You can tell we're having fun here, folks. So,
Yeah, for sure.
all right. But all great choices there. For the next one, in terms of favorite food, I guess which ones would you say are currently your favorites?
So much.
I could eat smoked salmon, sushi, a little bit of white rice with some miso soup on the daily. That's it right there for me.
I can eat buffalo wings anytime you want me to. I don't even have to be hungry. Mexican food is my weakness. Can't get enough empanadas, burritos, all that. Seafood. We were just talking about seafood.
Yeah.
Real big on that kind of stuff. Like the boils, like when you just got a big bag with like corn, potatoes, like crab, like a pound of fucking shrimp, all that shit. Yeah, some garlic butter and some spices. Yeah, stuff like that.
Because I got prep a po' boy afterwards with all that shrimp.
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
A little coleslaw to go along with it there too. So,
Oh man.
Oh, of course.
I'm already plotting what I want to eat after this in my mind.
Yeah.
these pictures an endless buffet. It's almost like a golden corral. So
Yeah. Or them sandwiches that Scooby and Shaggy eat that are like this high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then just take a string, tie it down to like bite size.
Yeah, in one movie, Scooby Doo like sucks all the meat from the inside out. Shaggy just like gets the bread.
Scooby was always hogging all the food, man. So,
Yeah, that dog was a stoner. He's
somehow.
In fact.
And Shaggy releases just 1% of his power, and then everybody has no chance against him. He's reached his god form.
Oh, Shaggy. So great and powerful.
I still say Matthew Lillard was the best Shaggy ever.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure he still voices him in like the cartoon movies and stuff.
Matthew Lillard?
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Or he did up until a certain point.
Casey Kasem used to do it for the longest time. He was a great Shag.
Well, they They got that second Zombie Island movie. He's in that. I know that for sure.
I haven't watched a lot of them lately.
Okay, some of them are real good. They have this one with Superman and Crypto and shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, or like Scooby Doo meets Crypto or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I watched it a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Catch up on some Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo kicks ass.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
I'm like,
Actually, I always thought they meant just Batman and Robin because I know there was a couple episodes that showed them actually teaming up, and it was like
oh
they introduced
yeah,
Joker and Penguin at one point. Yeah,
yeah.
That's
Scooby Doo's
right.
New Adventures. Yeah, there was an episode with the Three Stooges too. We were just talking
I
about.
always like the ones when they did it with the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh yeah, that was a good.
Those are
One,
good
too.
episodes.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Scooby Doo still strong.
Yeah,
20 or
that shit holds
30
up.
years, 20 or 30 years
Well.
later. So yeah. Same with Tom and Jerry. So
Tom and Jerry's hilarious. Can't go wrong with that shit.
I still like the classic cartoons. Yeah.
Yeah, Looney Tunes and shit.
I could still put that on and watch it. That's good.
Oh, dude, I'll put on Looney Tunes and I will laugh my ass off for 4 hours. I don't give a fuck. Like,
but for Tom and Jerry, we now feel bad for Tom. When we were kids, we actually were rooting for Jerry. So yeah.
yeah, that poor guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when I was younger, I rooted for Jerry, but like now that I'm older, I kind of feel bad for Tom. I'm just like, man, he just wants to eat this. He just wants to eat this mouse. You know, this mouse could just leave, and like the whole conflict could be over. He doesn't have to stay around. He's just staying around and like pushes buttons. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, it's like a little tease ass mouse. Like,
Jesus.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
almost like-
you can't eat me, and I'm not moving out, bitch. Like,
And Tom whips out the Joe Pesci, be like, "You motherfucker, you." So, all right, but all great choices right there. So, I think you mentioned about some breweries and I guess even some alcohol drinks you guys have drank recently. But which ones would you say are your favorite, and what's your favorite non-alcoholic drinks?
Daiquiri for me. I don't drink often, but when I do, it's definitely like girly ass shit like daiquiris, pina coladas, wine coolers, all that. But like I would say, frozen daiquiri is probably my favorite. Or rum and coke. Can't go wrong with a rum and coke.
Yeah. So picklebacks for sure. That's what we do before every show, or just when there's no show. That's also good too. I don't know. I usually have a couple beers throughout the week. Angry Orchard hard cider is good, or Modelo Especial, or I'll have Stella or Hogarden, or however you say it. I'm a very good fan of just drinking straight tequila or whiskey, just neat, a little bit in a glass. That's my drink of choice. If I'm not drinking any of that, and it's non-alcoholic, honestly, I just drink straight water all the time. Seltzer, preferably, like a lemon seltzer or something like that.
Yeah, water's the shit. I like my iced coffee though. Every morning, every afternoon, at lunch, every night.
I'm drinking a Monster right now, but I gotta stay awake.
Yeah. If it was open in the middle of the night, I'd just like wake up and go get one real quick at like 3 a.m. I don't give a fuck. Go right back to bed. Yeah.
No wonder you don't sleep.
Oh yeah, that's definitely why.
I mean, I was going to say too, if you're drinking a Monster at 3 a.m. in the morning, I mean, isn't the heart supposed to be racing at that point?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, this is the energy drink guy. I'm more of a coffee guy.
And you're doing Dunkin', so that's what I'll say.
Yep. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Dunkin'.
All right, that's better.
Some people are like Starbucks around here, but they're all weird.
I don't like Starbucks and what it does to me.
I don't like spending that much money on a cup of coffee, you know what I mean?
Not true.
Yeah. Not that Dunkin's much better with that, but still.
Well, with black coffee, it's pretty cheap.
Oh no, man. I feel like Starbucks is like the BMW of coffee. It's just like only douchebags drink that. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean, though.
You're a good company here.
Fortunately, it's a good company right here. Otherwise, tastes like fermented herring dipped in cat piss or something.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. Great choices. And for the last of fun questions, that's why we'll put you on the spot. But I know we talked about some bands earlier, like BT Band, for instance. But if you have a favorite song of all time, feel free to share. Otherwise, you can list your top 3 bands you consider your personal favorites.
Ooh, I got this. She drives me crazy.
What?
That one. That was my favorite song ever.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. Like,
Good lord.
sorry, I killed Steve.
You killed me. That's twice in one interview.
Sabotage. So, yeah.
Right. God, I don't know if I can pick a favorite song.
You told me your favorite song was "I Saw the Sign" by Ace of Base.
That wasn't it. That was,
Yeah.
that was the other guy.
Oh, right.
Favorite bands, I can definitely say Red Hot Chili Peppers. Who else do I find myself listening to often? That's a hard question. Keep going.
Any song by Master P or the Real Untouchables, honestly. Real big on Master P.
I can give you. I used to really like Daft Punk a lot.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I don't know if these are like top favorites, but definitely ones that are up there. And then it's just like my, it changes over the years or whatever. At one point might have said Metallica, but now I probably would say something like Daft Punk. Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. It's kind of up there, but I can tell you for sure, Red Hot Chili Peppers is something I would often come back to. Maybe Children of Bodom. I mean, that's something I could put on any time.
Both of us.
Between the Buried and Me for sure is a big one. Periphery was another band I really liked. So I mean, I can give you a couple bands, but it's tough. Favorite song. Every day I wake up.
Wolves.
Yeah, every day I wake up and there's like a different song in my head, so it really depends.
Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, like I just said, Rancid and Out Come the Wolves is like one of my favorite albums. Operation Ivy, the self-titled one.
Don't you like Everlong by Foo Fighters a lot?
It just fucks me up when you guys start playing it. I'll just be like, shut the fuck up.
I think Ben really likes Adam's song, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Ben hates it when we play Adam's song by Blink-182. I have no idea why. He doesn't even have a problem with Blink-182.
It's because it sounds too much like One by Metallica.
Yeah, it is the same fucking notes and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's wild.
Then again, one song dealt with like a soldier becoming what would you say, not paraplegic, I guess, because he lost all his limbs, and then the other one talks about a guy committing suicide.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of lost everything. He was like a stump that couldn't do anything. He was just alive, so it was like a hell on earth for him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Invalid. We'll do it that way. Invalid. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what some people would say. So,
Yeah.
all right. But all great choices right there. So, just real quick, how did you guys meet the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus? Because I think you mentioned earlier about one of the guys you met from the group.
That was really random, actually. So whoever organized our last show, I guess the booking agent for Morning in May, the touring band that was playing with us, they reached out to us and they reached out to Stillcraft, our buddies from this area, to play the show. So we went out and played, and the night before, I think it was, or 2 nights before, they were like, "Oh yeah, surprise! Ronnie from Red Jumpsuit Apparatus is signing us, so he's gonna play a couple acoustic songs." And we were just like, "What? That's awesome!" Because he hit us up. He's like, "Nobody has a problem with this, right?" We're like, "Absolutely the fuck not. We don't. Bring it on."
Yeah. That was very out of left field. Literally 9 or 2 before the show went on.
It was so weird, and that was literally the first notable famous I guess you could say person we played with.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened to be in our own town. That was sick, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal.
Yeah, and he actually liked our stuff, and that was cool. Yeah, he liked Stillcraft a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were in and out all night. I mean, they had stuff they were doing, business they were conducting, I guess, but it was in and out all night, and you got to see portions of every band and everything like that. So, But really, yeah, really nice guy.
Yeah, it was very cool.
With Mel from Stolcraft.
Yeah. You gave Mel a shout out, the drummer of Stillcraft. Like,
Yep.
basically just in front of everybody. Like, yo, normally drummers suck live. You do not. I appreciate that about you. And like, this guy was in awe. He was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made his whole year.
Yeah, made his ear.
That's good to hear. All right.
Yeah, man.
All right. So, boys, we're down to one more question on my podcast right here. Before we jump into it, would you like to ask me any questions? Say any other final words?
Yeah, just so you're a drummer, right?
I am a drummer, yes.
Okay, I was seeing some of this on your Facebook. How'd you get started with that? Are you doing anything with your drumming, or?
I am doing something with my drumming, but to give you the full story, in a short story sort of sense, but it actually started because of Rock Band, believe it or not.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
I remember playing
It's like-
those when they first came out.
So I remember you start with like the easy, medium, hard, and expert, and then eventually you feel like you finally catch on to like music theory and that sort of stuff afterwards. So that's how it was with me. And it wasn't until after college when I finally got my first set, which has always been electric sets. They've always been Roland's. So
Nice.
I kind of roll with that. And excuse me, I would say I do stuff with my drums. I've actually collaborated with other musicians. I also do my own little project with a guy out of Texas. And then
Oh, nice.
I actually contributed my drums.
Man. We'd love to hear it.
I will. Actually, I'll send you links to it there too. But I've also contributed drums to a friend of mine who he went through a lot during COVID. It really kind of messed him up bad to the point he was on dialysis for a good bit.
Ooh, that sucks,
So-
man. I'm sorry to hear that. You all
But
good
he's
now, huh?
He's doing good. Yeah, he's doing good.
Pretty good.
So shout out to Tim Matthews and Shadows in the Dark. So I recommend you check him out too. We just actually released our first single, Young Ones. So
Awesome.
make sure y'all go check it out there too. So,
Oh, looking forward to hearing it, man.
Yeah, that's
So-
great.
so I do contribute my drums whenever needed. So it would be nice to expand it. Maybe sometime this year, maybe more at some point. But right now I'm trying to do my own little music project called Demiurge. So even though there are a couple other Demiurges, which is probably more of the rap hip hop, I'm not too sure, but they look like it.
Oh, we
because
love that stuff too.
Well, they look like they're more gangster style. Probably got the hood and all that stuff rolling. So
Oh, hell yeah.
mine's
Love to
heavy
hear that
metal.
stuff too.
Well, mine's more like the heavy doom metal. Kind of go back to the old incantation roots.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I roll.
I love doing metal too.
All right, sounds good. But there's my story.
Cool.
Awesome, man.
How'd you get
Anything
started?
else?
The podcast.
Podcast was also because of COVID, and I made meaning to actually start it probably much when it was at its full height. To be honest, more like in 2020. Didn't actually officially take off till like February 2021. So we have been rolling for 4 years now. So
Nice. I appreciate you doing that and getting
Yeah, thanks
getting
for
the different
reaching
people
out.
on and yeah, it's cool. When you reached out to me, I had subscribed to your channel and then trying to work my way through some of the videos now. It's really good, and I'm getting anybody else I can on it. So
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Starting to check them out too. Excellent work, man.
thanks. I got plenty of spots for going into July now because I think I'm starting to fill up for the last bit of June here too. So whoever's out there, whoever's listening, come on the All Music Bars in that podcast.
You should reach out to a band called Stillcraft. They
Yeah,
might like it.
Stillcraft?
Yep.
yeah, you'll love them. Great
Yeah.
rock music.
Can hook you up with some info then if you want.
Yeah, that would actually work. So, all right. Anything else?
Oh, you got any questions?
Um, What's your favorite food, man?
Well, I just jump out a little bit here too because my dad still hooks us up with all sorts of the foods and whatnot. So, I'd say Italian. I'd say anything Italian.
Oh, there you go.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that kind of stuff.
I would say. Trying to think in terms of like other stuff because you obviously get the Americanized Chinese food and
Oh,
The-
that's shit.
the Tex-Mex and all that stuff there too. So
Ooh.
maybe Mexican. Maybe Mexican would be somewhere in the mix there too. So
Mexican food's the shit, yeah. I can eat that shit for days.
Yeah.
I need my quesadilla. That's what I need.
Oh, quesadilla, yeah. Or some nachos or something.
All of that.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten yet today, so I'm looking forward to dinner after this.
I'm always looking forward to dinner. You know how it is.
Yep. We're men. We like to eat. That's what we do. All right. Anything else?
I don't know. I think I'm prepared with questions.
It does put you on a spot there too, but I guess it was just normally anything that came to mind, really.
Yeah, no, I was interested in how you kind of started with everything, and I did want to ask about your drumming because I saw it on there and everything, so that was really cool. But yeah, I don't know.
I try to hit a lot of the death metal songs that a whole lot of drum covers are not up or like not at all. So I've
Is
actually
it
been
your influences death metal or doom and
the Doom was more so because my guitar player in my group, Demiurge, he's more to the Doom sludge sort of style right there too. So
okay.
Oh yeah, that shit's cool too, though.
that was more of his forte. So I was like, just try to do that and try to mix it in with like a incantation sort of style. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So-
pretty. We had a band around here. I don't think they do much anymore. They used to be called Goat Wizard, but they were very doomy like that, and they had the incantation. And a guy would come out in like a full like robe with a goat mask and this huge staff and everything like that. It was the coolest thing.
Sounds wild.
Yeah, they were cool.
Some mayhem concerts or something. It sounds like.
Yeah, it was just good doom music. It was really good. Guy's actually a
hell
tattoo
yeah.
artist too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Sick.
So you know you're a black metal band when you got the goat mask and everything going there too. So
Oh,
Yeah, right. Throwing pigs' heads into the audience and shit.
Yeah.
jeez. Actually, that was gonna be like Gorgoroth with like crucifixes and stuff. People look like they've been crucified or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, some of those shows are wild, bro. Yeah, you ever get
That's
a
cool.
chance? Watch Lords of Chaos. It's about the band Mayhem. They actually got Macaulay Culkin's youngest brother to play Euronymous, the guitar player. But yeah, that movie was wild.
I saw War the other night. Locally, they were in the area or whatever, but yeah, they put on a great show.
War, yeah.
Blood everywhere, decapitation and all that stuff. Taylor Swift lactating blood.
It just spread blood all over the place. So yeah,
Yeah.
all right,
They
I'll check
killed
it out.
everybody. They killed Bush. They killed Michael Jackson. They killed fucking
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed everything.
They were just. That's all they did. It was good though.
Yeah, man.
I was like, was this Guar?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. I just wanted to make sure.
They were touring with Static X and Dope.
It's always a show whenever you got a few to the Worm and all those guys. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a good show. The other bands were fine, but Guar, they were great.
Still never got to see War. Gotta knock that one off my bucket list.
Yeah, they're like, we've been going for 40 some years now or something.
Yeah, bro, since the 80s.
Yep.
And something like that.
Yeah.
probably not the same without old Brock, to be honest. Yeah. So, may he rest in peace. So
Yeah, David Brody.
Yeah.
David Brocky, yeah.
Yeah,
I had to
that
think
was awesome. Odoris Orangus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Ball Sack is the only one left.
Yeah, Ballsack, the Jaws of Death.
He's like the
I think his name is.
only original member, I think, that's remaining.
Yeah, I think so.
Little pufferfish.
The cuttlefish of Cthulhu.
Is that what they called it? I thought he always called it pufferfish for some reason. I
Oh,
don't
he
know.
might have. He might have had a couple different variations of it, but I know when he was on Springer or whatever talk show he was on, he was like, "Yeah, they didn't let me wear the cuttlefish of Cthulhu on TV or whatever. I had to cut it off or something." Like, it was funny.
He was dedicated. I'll give that too. But he was probably an interesting character. So,
Oh yeah, he was
Yeah.
very like intelligent too. Yeah, I remember that.
Sure.
Like for like the music he put out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
aside from that, like he was like a really intelligent guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is wild. You wouldn't think that of. Yeah,
No, some of them, it's just what it is. You're putting on a show.
Yeah.
Do whatever you got to do.
I don't know. It also takes skill to like blend comedy and like heavy metal music like that, you know?
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna dual identity next. So, all right. Was there anything else?
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say thank you for reaching out and,
Appreciate it.
you know, spending time talking to us and everything. We had a blast.
Yeah. Really nice, you mentioned marketing and stuff before, so, good to just kind of get that out there. It'd be cool to do something or do a link of that or whatever to your YouTube channel with ours if we can set that up. I'm still learning all the ins and outs and how that works, but yeah, thank you very much.
No worries. Oh, and a good thanks for the dog there too. So,
yeah.
All right. But here's our last question you can go. So, given the amount of negativity you were actually seeing, I don't know how big you were watching into the news or anything like that, but given the amount of negativity that you've been seeing in the world, it seems like people need some sort of hope. So, what would be your message of hope so people can move forward with their lives?
Wow.
I would say just collectively don't be a douchebag, and hopefully other people will reciprocate the same energy, and we can all kind of like be tolerant of each other and live in harmony. In a perfect world, I don't know if that's really going to happen because we got a lot of assholes out there, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, don't feed into the hate.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of it right now, and whether it's based on politics or religion or cultural differences or any of that. I mean, we're all the same meat sacks on a big rock and flying through space. I mean, it's we're all on the same ship together. I mean, you can be greedy and selfish or do whatever you want to do, but I mean, yeah, we just.
It just doesn't matter. None of this
freaking matters.
None of this freaking matters.
Just work with each other, I guess. I mean, that was always my biggest thing too. None of us are gonna get out alive, right? So just
compromise too.
Work with each other.
People got to learn to compromise too, because not everybody's gonna get their way.
Yeah, we're all different. Embrace those differences and everything.
Just do what makes you happy.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah.
All
right. And spoke like a bunch of true prodigies. To quote Pulp Fiction again. So,
motherfucker.
That's a tasty goddamn burger. Cut the shit, John.
Royale with cheese.
No, Vince, shut the fuck up. So,
what? Say what again?
Say what one more time, motherfucker.
I was always like, honey buddy, or that'll do. So, love you too, honey buddy. All right. But boys, we reached the end of my podcast right here. Man, we definitely talked up a storm here too. Almost reached 2 hours. But would you guys like to give any shouts to anybody? Any other final words?
Let's give a big shout out to Stillcraft, Lady White Rat, the Revealers, Anti-Citizen, FTS. Who else who are we forgetting? Demoted, Since the Fire, all great bands.
Yeah.
All from this area.
And Mike and Derek, because they weren't.
Yeah, they were. Next time though.
Yeah.
Next time though. Mike likes to talk about us a lot. I like to talk about myself a lot, but like Mike really likes to talk about the band.
Yeah, Mike likes to talk. That's it.
Yeah, he likes to talk. Period.
Yeah.
And he knows it.
Yeah. And we'll give a shout out to Biz, Rachel, and Liz. They've been they're the better halves of some of us in the band here.
They're the band's girlfriends.
Yeah.
/ wives.
Yeah. And
/ merch ladies.
But they do a lot for us too. And,
yes, they do.
They help out a lot. So one shout out to them.
Thank you.
That's a good catch.
That was.
So, yeah.
And this is a butterfly.
Then we do Hadouken. That I talked about Street Fighter earlier. Yeah.
Whatever he says.
Special beam cannon.
Finger bang.
Finger bang.
The ultimate finger bang. That's what we do. So, all right.
That's
And,
great.
just for the audience, so can you just list what social media and streaming platforms you guys are on so I can check you out and interact?
Yeah, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Just search up Nameless Hate. You'll find us.
Yep. Same thing with YouTube. We just started that this week as well.
Yeah, the exact profile name for the Instagram, I believe, is Nameless Hate _610. Yeah, and then the Facebook, you just search us up. Same with the YouTube.
Yeah, look for the rabbit with the dynamite. He'll know it's us.
We should avoid another frontal assault. That rabbit's dynamite!
To quote Monty Python again there too.
Hell
Your mother
yeah.
was a hamster. So,
It's not the elderberries.
We will fight in your general direction.
it was like, I'm trying to remember like more like the second time they actually came around to him too when they come to the castle. So, and actually I was trying to think of like over there too. Like, I have English down there say I one more time. I'll plug my nose in your direction. Sounds like a window dresser. So sorry, fucking how clever us French folk when you see knees bent, running about events in behavior. So yeah.
We demand another shrubbery, or else we will say me. Good times.
Absolutely. So, but we had a good amount of fun here too, especially a good bit with nostalgia as well. But to close out like this, everyone, my guests today were Ty and Steve. Yeah, I'm out there in Allentown, PA. They're part of the band Nameless Hate. That's right, the Nameless Hate with authority. So, but go hit all socials, all streaming platforms, and just real quick, do you guys got any shows lined up this year? I know you talked about an album release sometime this year.
Yeah. 3 potential shows. Well, one's set in stone. We're doing it for the Humane Society because we're all real big on animals and stuff. Yeah, it's going to be an outdoor show in the Weissport Park. That's on July
12th
or 12th.
Yep.
Yeah, and
4 o'clock.
yeah, we're planning to have we're planning to do a black and blue around that time and trying to get something together out Inkwell because they want us back.
Yeah, we might be doing 3 shows in 2 days. So.
Yeah, it might be pretty crazy, but
yeah,
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
It'll be we'll post everything online and on Instagram.
MySpace.
Yep.
Go old school again. So
Can't even get on that shit no more.
nope, not anymore. We gotta bring MySpace back. Bring it back. So
Yeah, come on, Tom. You could do it.
Tom sold it.
Oh,
Sold out.
damn it. Damn it, Tom, you failed us.
okay, whoever the next guy is in line, let's cheer him on. So okay, nonetheless, boys, you do stay safe because you know there's one pretty fucked up world out there.
Yep.
Rock on.
Yeah.
And
Rock on, man. Thanks
Wait.
a lot.
Right, I didn't pose. Stay tuned, y'all.
All right.